did you think of the overall effort from the group?
I'm really happy. I thought we had an excellent first, and then we grinded out at the end. I thought we played a really good hockey game, especially with 10 days off. Like Carolina, they were pushing at the end, so two good hockey teams.
You talked about Lindholm's upside being particularly his hockey IQ. How much do you think that played into how well he was able to adjust?
Well, take away the goals aside, obviously, we talked about watching him in net front with Calgary, how good he was, but just at the end, that block shot, knowing when to be aggressive, when not to be, just you can tell. I mean, when you go through the tape tomorrow, you'll see hockey IQ plays. He was great tonight for us.
What about the way the whole team defended the lead there last 5 minutes?
Yeah, they're a hot team. I think they have 9 shots after second period, and then they made the push. But I thought we did a nice job of protecting the guts of the ice, and I thought Demmer at the end helped us. He was good at the end. So, like I said, it's a good all-around effort for us.
Do you have to approach that team a little bit differently given the way they play?
Well, yeah, we scout them pretty well, how they play. They like to throw a lot of pucks to the net, and I thought after they only have 9 shots, I thought that's hard to do against Carolina. I mean, they're a heavy volume shot team, but I thought we played behind them. We got a couple of lines that were tired, got extended, but I think we didn't bend, don't break kind of defense.
Given the amount of battles and just the pace that game had, is that almost a good way to get back into it after the break?
Yeah, I think especially you want to get into that physical hockey, and you got to use the bench. And I shortened it at the end, but when you play Carolina fast teams, that heavy volume, you got to use your bench. It was a fast-paced game out there for 10 days off. Both teams, I thought, it was like a little playoff atmosphere.
You felt good about the 2 practices, energy and speed and stuff. Is there some part of you as a coach, there's just kind of relief now that your team is the same one tonight that it was before the break?
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year coming in coaching, and I had that break. We had that practice at 6 o'clock. So we had to play Jersey and Rangers back-to-back, and I was worried about that. But these 2 good practices, I thought we practiced well. That it really helps you ease your mind. But I just like the system part of our game tonight. I thought a lot of guys were in good positions. I'm not sure guys watched a lot of video, but we had a video session last night that helped. These guys crave that stuff, so I thought it helped us tonight.
Just with Lindholm,
yeah.
It's not just playing with new teammates, but first guy over the boards on the PK and the power play. I mean, you talked about how he'd know how to play the game, but to get through as seamlessly as that, given all the situations you put him in, what does it say about the ad?
Well, I think when we targeted him, the one thing we said as an organization, if we get a guy and go for it, or whatever, however you want to say it, you want to get a guy that's intelligent. And, there was a minute left or 2, I was telling him, he just got off, and I was telling him something about a switch. And he was, yep, I got it. Like, just, sometimes you get guys, well, hang on a sec, and they start to, not panic, but they get antsy, and he was just, very calm. And, he's played 800 games, I think it's 800 games. So the guy's a seasoned guy, and he's played in some playoff games. So, I enjoy talking hockey with him.
Just the net front thing, you've talked a lot about wanting a goalie's eyes taken away. Some of the net front stuff was a big part of this team's power play last year, not as reliable over the course of this year. 2 in the first game. I mean, what's that mean to you as the guy running the PP?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, that's high hand coordination. He was in front of the goalie. Huggy made a couple of nice plays, getting it through. Those are goals you have to get in the power play in tight games. The tic-tac-toes don't happen very often late in the season. I'm probably the happiest guy because that net front goal is my favorite. I like tic-tac-toes, but those are my favorite.
Quinn, get off to a good start for the second half here. What's that mean?
Yeah, really important. I mean, this is an important road trip, important game just to kind of show how we're going to react after 8 days. Obviously could have come off sluggish and whatnot, and especially the way they play at home. So for us to kind of come out, push them after an early goal by them, and then to play a really solid game, I thought that was very showing for us.
urgency in most of your games, but is there extra urgency because you're coming off the break and you want to make sure that you don't let it slip?
Yeah,
Get
for
established?
sure, absolutely. I think there's definitely an urgency from the coaching staff, and I think from the players also to, not take any time here, waste any time to get going, and just keep pushing every game. So that's what we did tonight.
Think of Lindholm.
I mean, obviously, massive ad. He's not going to have 2 goals every game, but just being on the end, taking face-offs, competing, his defensive game, his Ozo game, creating, and he's an excellent player, and he's going to have a lot of success here.
Do you notice anything in particular about what he does in front of the net?
I just think that he's there, and he's obviously a really skilled player where he can get those tips. And if I probably shoot down 50 pucks, he'd probably tip 49 of them. So it's the type of guy we're dealing with.
He drew the first one back towards the goal. That's a tricky play that not a lot of people can execute. Were you aware that he could pull a puck back like that?
I mean, I know he's a very skilled and talented player. I mean, he had 42 goals 2 years ago, so that doesn't just happen. And he made a great tip, and I think the main thing was him being there and being patient enough to sit there and wait for the puck to come.
Were you intentionally shooting wide?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can see that, like, if I throw it to him in here, it's hard for him to tip. I got to trust that he's going to be able to tip that. So, part of it's me trying to get it down there to him, and then the rest is him doing what he does.
Rick's talked a lot about net front on the power play, stuff like that over the course of the year. I mean, is that an area, some of those deflection goals that you guys need a little bit more?
For sure. I mean, especially when they're playing us high like they did today with Petey and Millsy and whatnot. We're going to have to throw pucks down there and be able to create that way too. I mean, if you watch the Rangers, they can beat you with Panarin and Fox up top and Zibanejad, but they have a ton of success with Kreider tip-ins.
You had 14 from Kuzmenko last year, but he only had 2.
Say it again?
You had
14,
14
yeah.
deflection goals from Kuzmenko last season. He only had 2 this year. Just in terms of what that element can add to your power play.
Yeah, it's a massive element. I mean, just not only the tips, but he can play anywhere. He's got a great shot, great hockey sense. His reads are really good. I mean, you saw it tonight, I think, just the way he supported the puck also and how he can make skilled plays coming out of tough situations. I mean, it's just a start, and you're going to see a lot more.